Hello guys, I'm back. It's FTB366 with a tutorial today, and now you may see me in this very realistic flight sim cockpit. If you noticed, this is X-Plane, but I'm on the desktop version. You've seen all my videos in mobile. So right now I decided to switch to this version so I can give more tutorials on how to start up planes and do all sorts of other stuff. Fortunately, X-Plane is able to do this. So just a few things in this video I'm going to go over. First off, if you hear the background you hear in here is just my TV. I'm sorry if there's any background noise, but I'll try my best to make sure that this video will turn out okay. Other than that, what we're going to cover in this video is how to take the plane out of cold and dark. And we're going to taxi to the runway, do a quick takeoff, and turn on the autopilot if it cooperates, because sometimes I know the autopilot in here sometimes doesn't cooperate. But first off, the plane I am flying is the Boeing 747-200. Not 200, 400. Sorry. Now, if you notice, this plane looks very realistic. If you notice, right here, for example, the engine blades look like the real thing. So does the plane. See, it has reflection, and you actually have computer-generated planes that are taxiing, like the one that's behind me. Also, there's cars that are moving on the roads outside of the airport, and you really can't see it now, but once we get close to the runway, okay, so we're gonna get started right away. So we're in the cockpit, and all the displays are off, so we want to get those turned on. So I'm gonna go up here to battery. Once you click battery, it turns all the electricity on in the cockpit, so you'll see that everything lights up. Next, we turn on our bus tie switches. Make sure that they're set to auto. And then we go to our generator switches. Turn those on. Put your hydraulics to auto. And we're going to turn on standby power and APU. So you can hear it starts up. So now you see that it's on. Now I'm going to remove my yoke here for a second. You see that it says INOP. That means it's inoperative because we aren't aligned yet. So what that basically means is the plane has basically got to know where we are and what our pitch, altitude, and everything is. But the plane doesn't know that yet. So in order for the plane to know that, we are going to go up here, and we're going to align the IRS and make sure that all three of so this is left, center, and right. What it's basically going to do is it's going to take about like a few minutes, and once it's aligned, all of our displays will be up and running. Alright, next thing, we're going to go over here, turn these on, and then right there is our APU bleed. That's going to bleed some air conditioning into passengers. And then, since we're going to be flying really high today, we're going to need the APU and APU bleed. Now, while we're waiting for this to align, I would like to say, if you're hearing a lot of APU in here. APU basically stands for Auxiliary Power Unit. What that means is, what the Auxiliary Power Unit is that you don't want to immediately start the engines by immediately putting gas in it. You want to pump power into it. And what the Auxiliary Power Unit is able to do is be able to put electronic power into the engine. And then APU bleed allows some of that power come into here, and it will move the air from the APU into, it's pressurized too. It's pressurized power air. Let's just put some power into there, and then we can have it bleed into the cabin for passengers. It's basically what the APU is, just so you know. So once that is on, we are gonna. These are our emergency lights, so in case something happens, we'll turn the emergency lights on. Everything else is set at where it should be, so we don't have to worry about any of that. Alright, so down here on our pedestal, we are going to turn on our no smoking sign, and we will turn on our seatbelt sign. And you notice now that our primary flight display pitch indicator is now up, so the airplane is now we are now able to get the engine started. So, and you can turn these on if you want. That's the exterior generator. We won't need those on for long, so you can keep those on if you want. They won't really matter in this flight. Make sure those are on. Before we start the engines, turn these on and keep that one there. Turn the landing lights on. Turn some of the cockpit lights on. Brighten it up a little bit. And these are for anti-ice. We won't need that until we get pretty high. Once we reach cruise, then once we reach like 10,000 feet, we'll turn on the anti-ice. So now we will start the engine. So we're going to go down here. These are your fuel control switches. So what these are going to do is it's going to allow fuel to run through the engines. Turn those on. And then to ignite the engines, to start the fan that's basically used to move the engine, these are your engine start or engine ignition switches. And what we're going to do is, since I turned engine 1's fuel control switch on, we will now pull down on engine 1's engine starter. Here it's starting up right now. So we're going to keep pulling the starter down until you see that light glow. So once you see that light glow, you can let go of the starter. So now, if you look out my side window, here, you can see that engine 1 has started. So now I'm just putting my flaps down. Let's turn on our next engine. And our final engine. just wait for engine 4. I'm just gonna go outside the plane just to get a good look at it while. So now that, oh, you can see some cars moving on the road there. So now that we are ready to taxi, I'm going to turn off the parking brake, turn on my steering right here. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's start taxiing. just going to pause it. So now that we're up in the air, we are currently 4,000 feet in the air. So I'm going to put it on altitude hold, and I'm going to climb to 12,000 feet. And then I'm going to put it on heading hold. We'll put it at our current heading. I'm going to put it on auto throttle and set a vertical speed. Fortunately, autopilot doesn't work at this height. Okay, so we learned a little lesson here. Don't enable the autopilot before. And there's the airport down there. I'm going to fly right over and just give you a quick look at it. So unfortunately, the autopilot wouldn't cooperate. So I'm just going to fly manually. By the way, our location is in Seattle, Washington. So I'm just flying over the Seattle area. And after I get far enough, I think if I feel it, if I can, I might land just to give you the feel of what it's like. This is it is a top grade simulator. X-Plane, Boeing, and all those other companies and the FAA use it. So this is really what it looks like if you were to fly over the Seattle area. So I'm going to pick up the speed a little bit. And then I'll start descending. Alright, and now we're going to take a nice sharp turn, hard left, and then we're going to land at the airport. So we're actually going to circle around. I'm going to try my best, because I'm still getting used to this. And then I'll start descending.